Kosher Terroir. I'm Simon Jacob, your host for this episode from Jerusalem. Before we get started, no matter where you are, please take a moment to pray for the safe return home of all our soldiers. If you're driving in your car, please focus on the road ahead. If you're relaxing at home, please open a delicious bottle of kosher wine and pour a glass, sit back, and relax. Welcome back to the Kosher Terroir. I'm your host, Simon Jacob. In this episode, we take you on a sensory journey straight to the high-altitude vineyards of Valencia, Spain. Join us for an exclusive behind-the-scenes wine-tasting conversation with the passionate winemaker Armando Maljo from Viña Memorias. Discover the vibrant world of Spanish kosher wine as we explore the unique characteristics of native grape varieties like Bobal and Macabeo. From the crisp, refreshing notes of clay-aged whites to the rich, elegant structures of old vine reds, you'll learn how climate, history, and minimalist intervention come together to create pure perfection in a bottle. Pour yourself a glass, sit back, and immerse yourself in the authentic flavors and fascinating stories behind Viña Memorias.
That's a 2024. Yeah. Soon we will get the 2025. We'll let the wines, including the rosé, to rest and to develop in the bottle a little bit before. Everything that we do from now on, it's going to be old vines. Okay, so the expression, we're going to see it later.
Wine Bobal?
Old vines of Bobal, old vines of Macabeo, and this is going to also to show a little bit the expression of the wine.
More intensive flavors come from an older vine. Would that be true to say?
I think you will have more concentration, and I think you will have more balance, elegance onto the wines. You know, the Bobal, there is so many parameters. Okay, it's like an architect when you're gonna build a house. There is so many parameters. How much, what type of cement you want to put, how big you want the wines is a little bit the same. With Bobal, it's a grape variety that at the beginning, when they are young, they bring a big clusters, and not just big clusters. It brings also lots of grape anavim, lots of number of grapes. Yeah. So you're gonna have a big one with a big number of and then it's gonna be a little bit compact. Okay. As soon as the grapes, the vines are growing, you're gonna get more what you get with Simon. Very chacham, No, but you get the clusters are smaller. The number of grapes. This is very important. Maybe the most important is gonna be a lot lower. So you're gonna see a little bit more, more air coming in, and you're gonna have more balanced clusters. Why? Because sometimes the clusters inside the grapes are gonna be also ripped, and not just the ones outside. Okay, so that the year is gonna help a lot to have more balanced clusters than also wines. This is a Macabeo.
All your whites are not.
With Charello.
Okay. With what?
Have you?
Wait, they're not the same varietal?
Here is probably the only wines that we do blend, and this wine is always the Alenar white is always Macabeo. Macabeo is a grape variety from the Spanish, but mainly from the Spanish coast. Also, Macabeo is, each grape variety. My name is Armando, but some people call me Itzik. I have a second name in the middle there. It's called Robert, so some family may call me Robert. So the grape varieties happen the same. Each grape variety has few names. So the Macabeo is well known in Spain because it's one of the most popular grape varieties in the Spanish coastline, but also is known by Viura in the area of Rioja. Okay, same Same name, same grape variety. Obviously, because in the region of Rioja, where there is a bit less sun, more kind of like Atlantic humidity, and in the Mediterranean coast we have more sun, more influence of the Mediterranean. So the expression is going to be a bit different. In the Mediterranean, it's going to be a bit more flowery, more flower notes, and in floral notes, and in the Rioja it's a little bit more, more steady. But same grape variety, two different terroirs, two different names. Okay, but so this one is always 80% Macabeo, and there is a grape variety it's called Xarel·lo.
With an X.
An X. Yeah. Xarel·lo X is very typical from Catalonia, from Valencia.
I mean, this is the only blood you really have. I'm saying you don't change it. Every year you're keeping the.
No, we play with this one.
Oh.
We play with this one. The 20% might vary between many years ago. In 2021 we did Sauvignon Blanc. 2022 we did in Chardonnay, the 20%. Why? Because of the vintage. Vintage in 2022 for the Chardonnay was crazy.
In Spain.
In Spain? In my region,
right,
in Valencia. And since 2023, we've been using Xarel·lo because it was like more authentic with what we want to express.
Local, right.
Yeah, but the expression is exactly what we wanted to do.
The region is called Valencia, or just the city?
The Valencia is the city and also the province.
Appellation and wine also?
And my appellation is called Utiel-Requena.
Ah, yeah. So I saw that in the online when I was looking at the wines. How do you pronounce it?
Utiel-Requena.
Requena.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Two towns.
Two towns?
Utiel and Requena. There are two villages, like one close to each other, and this is the name of the.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we looking for here?
So what we want in our wines, especially with Alenar, what we want is, it has a lot of expression, but we want lighter wines. We want a wine that you can really feel being on the beach, really hot, humid day, and just open it and be refreshing and yet expressive, right? So this is what we try to do. So Xarel·lo, it's also a grape variety that is mainly used very, very little in Catalonia and a little bit in Valencia, and almost that's it. In Champagne, you have three main grape varieties that is being used for the Champagne. Most of the Champagnes are, Blanc de Blanc, like
Chardonnay, Pinot Blanc, Pinot Meunier.
Exactly. So in Spain, we have the Macabeo, that is a little bit like the Chardonnay, is like the one is being used the most. And then you have Xarel·lo, and then you have Parelladas, which is very little. Okay. So again, Parellada is like a. It depends on how you pronounce it, but yeah. So these three wines that you're having now, you can have with the red, is inox. Yeah. So they go inox. What we try to here is to keep the maximum fruitiness taste for the wines. Okay. So it's just pure inox, but it's not a wine.
Sorry, what was that?
Pure stainless steel inox tanks. So it's anyway. There is wines that we also give some aging on the tank and on the bottle before releasing. So it's not a wine that you will get it on the market the January 1st. So usually it goes to the market like really, April, May. Okay, sometimes the reds a little bit stay longer, but it's important for us on the Alenar side that you have maximum expression of the grape variety. So the inox sometimes is like allowing that. Okay.
More fresh.
Also more fresh. Also the inox has no porosity. Okay. So you will not let any oxidation, even if it's micro oxidation, it will not let. So it will not go for a different direction. It will keep the fruitiness.
Then it's probably only there for like 3 months.
No, usually maximum stays like 3-4 months, and then another at least 3-4 months in the bottle. I think this time in the bottle for this kind of wines is very important. So for example, the one I'm selling right now, the rosé I'm selling finishing now, is the 2024. Until now it's coming now, but until mid-July I will not start selling the 2025. Here in Israel, the Rosé 2025 was already in the shelves in January 1st. It was like, so we let the wines a little bit of time on the bottle. I think it's important. For those who have, I think no one has here, but some people are asking sometimes, for those who have certain headaches on wine, forget about it. So what we do here is we try to work on a minimal intervention, as much as doing kosher wine allow us to do. And this is why I'm saying for those who have any type of headache, I challenge them today to finish the completely bottle and call me tomorrow to see how they're feeling. Because, a challenge accepted? My family, we like to drink lots of different wines, and what we really enjoy is not to drink the same wine that we love so much every time. What we like to do is to drink the wine we love on the right time. Okay. Well, what I mean that is, like, for example, this wine in a easy, sunny. You want something fresh. You want to start. You want some good acidity. You want something light. So then you go for something like that. It's very fresh. Has everything, but if you want a white that you're gonna you're gonna have like some, fish. You're gonna have some, with some white, complex sauce. Oh, by the way, sometimes you can have it like a very dry white. You can have it also with meat. Okay, yeah. It's not Schollen. We are in a place. We are located in a place that is funny, because now that we are in Jerusalem, it's easier to compare. Oh. We are in the Jerusalem of Valencia, let's say. So Valencia is Tel Aviv, and our vineyards are in Jerusalem. So we are 767, but up to 800.
Oh, that's where the number comes from.
Yeah.
So what does Altos Levantinos mean?
Altos, it's high.
Levantinos?
Levante. We are the Spanish Levante. The Mediterranean Levant, it's Israel, Lebanon, and so on. The Spanish Levant is my region, is Valencia.
So how do you translate directly Altos Levantinos as a whole?
The Levantine Hills.
So that's like signifying...
Why? Because it's the Levant of Spain and the hills.
You're telling me the region.
We are telling the region. This is a very terroir project, so everything is all around the geography, climatology.
Okay. Everyone loves this wine. My stepdad doesn't even drink wine. He drank this and he was like, "This is good."
This is the one.
He doesn't like wine. I was shocked. This is amazing wine.
So this one.
The Alcuña.
So this is 2022. It's that's it. I think there is the last 3 cases, and now it's.
That's 3 cases.
Moshe Bameshek still has.
No, but there's more coming. There is the new vintage coming. If you like the old vintages, for sure. What we do is divided in 2 grape varieties: Bobal for the reds and Macabeo for the whites. So this is a Macabeo as well. This is a Macabeo that I actually brought it. So actually, this kind of amphoras.
Yes, this is a model.
This is a model. No, we don't have million like this. No, no. The original one, the one we have, is like 2 meters high, and is 1,000 liters.
Wow.
So it's still small.
This is a direct replica of what you use. Just
it's exactly the same. Is a clay, handmade in Spain. So this is there is still some people doing these kind of things, and thanks to us and other people, so they can keep the tradition. This is a clay they're doing in Spain already, like for, I don't remember if it's 4 or 5 generations doing that. And what Simon was trying to tell me is that you guys saw here Magen David. We didn't request. Suddenly we order clays from 2 different handcrafters. They do, and suddenly they arrive the first, just to do the first year trial to see which one we like more, because each one behaves differently. So suddenly we saw this Magen David on the original ones, and we said, hey, how this guy know that we Jews?
How they know?
We are very discreet, and it's not like
very good at hunting.
Right. No,
Nobody expects Spanish Inquisition.
In Spain, right. So I think, yeah. Huh?
Did you learn the answer?
Yeah, well, it was very easy. It was very easy because of the guy who was selling that. He said, "No, it's just is the way how I sign the clays when I finish to show the people this is mine, and this is how my father is signing the clay, and this is my grandfather." It's
from the understanding.
yeah, and like to tell you, like the Judaism and is so strong in Spain. Family names, tarbut, producers. So the people are signing like this, and they don't know that. They for them is a star. It's not even a star of David, but like you go back on. Probably the grandfather never told to the grandchild because they have to protect somehow. But this is the way how was it?
So even though it's
because
even though it's not oak and it's in tinaja, clay tinajas, it still has malolactic fermentation.
And on this one, no. But I tell you, before I was telling you the Alenar, we want stainless steel inox because we want just one direction to the fruit. And on Alcuna, the white wine is going to age on the lees. The yeast, once it's that has done the fermentation and it's having the cycle, then it dies. And if you decide to let the lees with the wine, you can add different flavors, but you can add also a bit of a volume to the wine. And there is something it's called bâtonnage in French. They take a bâton and they move it, and the more you shake it,
Move the leaves, you're saying?
yeah, you move the lees, and the more you move the wine with the lees in it, the stir, and the more you move or shake, so the winemaker is going to choose how he wants the wine. So this is going to stay here for 6 months. We're going to move it very low, so we're going to move like once a month. And then it's gonna stay the lees there. Why I say that? Because in our region, think about it. We are in Valencia. Again, we are in a place that is really hot. I don't know. I hope you guys come back to visit one day. It's very like Israel, and it's very hot. And you want complex, but you always want lighter body wines. You want wines that are fit to the region. Okay, is not just. A coincidence that in our region we do lighter wines is because of what makes sense. Here in Israel, it makes sense to make lighter wines for whatever reason in the history we have made here in Israel like very heavy wines. So there is no problem to have heavy wines or to drink a heavy wine. Why not? Love it. But certain regions, certain moments ask for different wines. Okay. So this is a drier, more gastronomic, aged peach. Usually the Macabeo, generally speaking, is bringing white fruit notes and also white flower notes. So here it doesn't need to be purely that, but because it's a wine that has been aged on tinaja, has been micro-oxygenated for 6 months, and it's already like a couple of years in the bottle. But in the essence, that's it. You're getting some white peach, or what are you getting? Some stones. Look, very, 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 very Macabeo. Always bring a little bit of bitterness on the back. This is 100% the Macabeo. We're gonna have another Macabeo white, but because it's brut. Brut, usually the sparkling, brut, it goes by. No, it's a very polyvalent. It could be, for starting, when you want acidity, but you want a little bit of not sweetness, but you want a little bit touch of sweetness. Is good to start, but it's also very nice for dessert. So if you have like a mousse de chocolat or something lemon, also to have a brut. Could go very well as well. Okay, so if it was like a extra brut, there is no mousse de chocolat, no.
Oh, you want the tablet with you?
Oh my God, yeah. We're gonna have to change all the.
I'm saying we have the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
no mousse chocolate. There's another chocolate. You'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
Surprise.
So this has evolved a little bit. First of all, we receive it like you see. Okay, here there is a lid like it has a rubber, and then has like a inox lid, so it's closing it like 100%. so there is no air coming. The only air is coming is from through the clay.
Do you have to do topping?
Well, you know, it's micro-oxygenated, it's breathing, so you have to be topping. Yeah, it does. It
Like wood.
does like wood. Here in clay is a little bit more irregular. Sometimes when it's full of wine, you will see that sometimes has like a mark of like a wet brown thing here or there because it's made handcrafted. It's not like it's not monotony. It's not all the same. So you know, it's a person has been taking the clay and doing by hand, and then you know, so some parts are a bit more porosity, some parts are less porosity, or what you get is what is it?
In Georgia, they use clay.
Do they still bury the clay in the ground?
They bury, but they're much bigger. They're huge and porous, and they're like pointed at the bottom. They're pointed at the bottom that they put in the ground, and the sediment settles into the point at the bottom.
So I don't know who brought that to Georgia, but these ones that we have the same. The Phoenician, Phoenicians, they brought to my region, and if you come to visit, you will see towns in my own town there is 3-4 houses that on the bottom you have like no 1,000 liters, you have like 3,000 liters, and sometimes I think myself, you know, I told them, but what was the egg or the chicken? You put the clays and then you build a house, or because it's like huge.
How do you get in the door? Yeah.
No, how you get into the door? It's not. So this is not a choice of romanticism or whatever. What we wanted to do is just go back a little bit to the origins. What it's how you make wine, like few hundred years ago, a few thousand years ago, but in a more modern way, right? So.
Experiment with other barrels.
There is another in the reds. There is another experiment, but in this one they ferment in stainless steel, and then when it's fermented,
and then you put it out.
you put it up.
But Macabeo, me from being, sometimes it will go into wood or never.
We don't do that.
Not you, in general, is that?
No.
In the area, in the region, other wineries.
I think doesn't it? But there is some people they do, but it's not a common thing in our area. You know, it's
more common in tinajas or more common in steel?
It's more it's more common in inox. Tinajas, we were kind of like the pioneers in my region. It's not that, doesn't mean that we were in my region, when you come in the towns, you will see underground many villages with clays like this. But somehow people completely left it aside. And people thought that to make one here was not classy, was not modern. No. Since 2016, we started making wines like this. And suddenly you see all the wines, all the wineries doing it. So I think it's amazing. I think it's so. For example, this one, this is not called amphora. We call it amphora, like you said, like has the yedidot, like the. This we call it tinajas. Tinajas.
With a J.
Yeah, lots of nafas.
La tinaja.
The wine does give you nachas. It's an awesome product.
Actually, in my region, you go and you tell the people amphora, and they will look at you. What? What do you mean? Like tinaja? Because my region, once I really want you guys to come, has the oldest archaeological sites of winemaking in all the peninsula of Spain and Portugal. So when you come in there, you can see places that are like, how you say?
Hewn out of stone.
Here on the stone, they have places on the nature. You go and you will see that they have 2,500 years ago where they put the grapes, and with the feet they were, crushing and then you see that how they have made in the stone, so the wine is going to a special place, and this is how they were making wine at the time.
We have that right by where I live in Medellin.
Yeah.
There's this really great natural park in my neighborhood, and there's if you go around it, there were different wine facilities all around there. Russia neighborhood.
So this is the brother or sister brother of Alenar White and Rosé. Okay, we want the same philosophy. We want like freshness. We want fruitiness. We want a beautiful introduction of Bobal, the same as the Rosé, but now fully red. Inox, coming from the old vines. A good acidity. This is the type of red that we sell the most. Even though they say in Israel that I heard some people when I was coming here that you don't drink red wines in summer, and it's true that if you have like a very heavy red, you avoid that so you don't get smashed.
You drink Yarden and Barkan all day, then of course, yeah, you'd be right.
So but you can have like some, kind of like lighter in terms of not only about the body, but also in terms of the tannins.
Right.
So you see here the tannins are, quite
Like Grenache.
acceptable. So the idea here is, again, you have like a red wine that you connect very well with the Bobal, the fruity side, that has a good acidity, that is fun. What I was saying is like good for summer. There is some people that like to put the reds and a little bit on the fridge to chill, and not every red wine goes well with the
Like a Garnacha.
like a Garnacha.
In Israel,
Garnacha.
you have a few, Pinto and Nana, like it's very light. You can
Garnacha is very how you say it?
versatile.
No. What do you know the animal that changes the color every time they close?
Chameleon.
Chameleon.
Yeah.
So the Garnacha is very chameleon. For example, if you do a Tempranillo in Spain, so more or less you will see, this is Tempranillo. From Rioja, from Duero, from there, more or less but you take a Garnacha from Aragon or Catalonia that is very close, or Valencia, or, or Madrid. You have the Madrid now, they are very fashionable because they are super, and they are completely different one to each other. So there is some Garnachas. The Garnachas that I saw here are a bit heavier, no? In color, no?
There depends.
It depends.
The
Which
ones
one,
I was
for
talking
example?
about, I had from the Negev, Pinto and Nana.
And how
I
is
would drink them chill. They're super duper light,
okay?
not heavy.
Not heavy.
No, but Witkins is a little more bold.
Yeah. Okay.
Witkin Grenache. Like Grenache and Israel can also vary even because like the couple that I had were super light, but then some other ones like Witkin's a little more bold, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So it's not one and the same everywhere.
So the Garnacha is widely used for rosé.
Oh yeah.
And in areas like Garnacha was born, is a Spanish grape variety. It was born in the area of Aragon. So it's the birthplace of the Garnacha. So there you can have, there is a lot of, the soil is typically there with pizarra.
What is that?
The board.
You know pizarra, when you go to the Pyrenees or the Alps in France and you see the roofs are made with, this black thing, like a black...
Slate.
Yeah, that is good for the snow that doesn't, so this type of soil is very typical from Aragon, where you can make like what I was telling you before, you can make a very, very light Garnacha that looks like very close to rosé, but they get to do like very intensive wine. So when you get into the mouth, you get the intensity of the wine, yet very, very light.
Pale color.
The same thing in Madrid. If you go to Madrid, you go to the west of Madrid, you have a place it's called Sierra de Gredos, the mountains of Gredos. So you can have as well the same type of Garnacha, super light.
Does it give a taste of mineral?
Yeah.
The slate would give that. Yeah.
You will find that why I was telling before, because when I said about the rosé, I said more like salinity.
Yeah.
I didn't say, I also said minerality, but I said more salinity because in my region, in the calcareous soils of the Mediterranean coast, you will have more the taste of like a little bit more salinity. And there in these regions with pizarra, like very strong pizarra, you will have more minerality touch than, yeah. Good.
Grenache comes from Aragon. It's northeast Spain. It's close to France, right?
It's touching the Pyrenees, but it's west of Catalonia. So when you finish Catalonia, is the next region.
So is it close still? Like that's why you have a lot of Grenache in Calderon, Chardonnay de Pap, because it's right the south. Is it close?
Is it?
Across the
Yeah, it's across the Pyrenees. Yeah.
So that's why they both consider it a local grape.
This was in oak.
This is not enough. This is not enough, but you feel something. This is coming from old vines. Huh? This is going to bring so there is no whatever whatsoever vanilla or toasted thing or something.
So was it steel only, or was it?
Is it still no only still? You're gonna taste tinajas coming up. The stone flint.
That's the mineral.
Pizarra. Pizarra is flint. Okay.
All the reds are Bobal.
So some projects you can see the difference between I make a Cabernet Sauvignon, I make one Merlot, one whatever. So we do all Bobal.
Wow.
This is
Wow.
exactly what I love in wine. It's just so balanced. Keep sending me wine.
I take it. This is my job, This is how I live. I'm not gonna be politically correct.
No, there's nothing politically correct. When someone orders some Bobal that's that's you, like you are in contact with you.
Yeah.
Nice. It's very unique. I never there's a lot of bunch of wineries from Spain, Italy, France that are in Israel. Usually it's through an importer, distributor. I never saw someone have direct. It's a direct you can just go to in Israel you have an Israeli website. That's the other I was so surprised.
Yeah.
That's because you live here, right?
Because I live apart, because I think it's nice. I think it's the minimum I could do.
And you cut out the middleman, so it's more money for you to save.
At the end of the day,
Distribution.
it's true, but at the end of the day, because you are the owner, then you spend more in marketing, you spend more in this. So at the end of the day, so sometimes when you have your own company, it doesn't matter if it's small or big. If you have your own company, you don't know how much money you put in the company. You put your life there. It's like as a family. Like if you were really thinking about how much you put in the company, sometimes it's not rational because you have to keep it. No, because you have to invest and do this and do that, and there is no. This is a
American.
so yeah. So what I was going to say, this is 100% Bobal as well. It's the same grape variety we have been drinking before. Obviously here there is few years of difference, 2023 or 24 23, and on the bottom left or right 4. So obviously 2024, the other one is 2020 on 2020 on this one. So a few years already aging on the bottle is very important. Also in the bottle is aging and bringing to somewhere else. But here
2020 is the one we have now.
2020 is what you have
This
now.
is the most recent vintage?
No. There is. I'm bringing now 2022 or 23.
Oh, this is the most recent vintage in Israel, but already it was produced and sold.
Yeah. Well, I brought this one because I thought it's good to see for you to see all the vintage, so you see the direction.
The development.
Yeah. So you have 12 months on American oak in Spain. So you have the French oak, you have the American oak, you have other oaks like Hungarian and whatever.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, you have American and French. In Spain, very, 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 very classical to use American everywhere. Like when you have the Rioja, most of the no matter what, if it's like a very high end or lower end, American oak is the way in a sense.
It's the standard.
It's the standard.
Like LV wines in Cordova, they're using.
They're using American, so
I
that's.
think, right?
Yeah.
I think you can do French oak. I'm sure they do French oak in La Rioja now, but a few years ago it's only American. Okay. So in the French in the how you say it in the French expression. No, c'est pas l'expression, mais what it defines the République française, it's égalité, fraternité.
Liberté, égalité, fraternité.
Okay, so you have these three words that defines what is about the French Republic. So in the wine you have local, loyaux, et constant. Local, like locally, constant, and loyable. Okay, so that's three main words that define what's local, like local, loyal, to be loyal of certain things, and constant, regular, consistent. So that's that will define terroir as the main thing. So many times, like for 20 years ago, we have, for example, in Bourgogne, you have new wines, some people crazy 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that success a lot. But 40 years ago, you were making a wine that is not going to these three things. You were making a wine for Bourgogne that is not 100% Bourgogne style, and people will say, your wine is not good. Not because he didn't make it well and perfect. It's because you didn't know how to make it these three things. Because you are gonna try to make it, you were trying to make a creative. No. If you want to be Bourgogne wine, you need to be this, and the wine has to taste Bourgogne.
And now things change in Bourgogne.
Now things change around the world, everywhere. Like now you get some,
You have things like Super Tuscan.
So yeah. So, for example, in what I was telling you before, the same thing in the region, for example, La Rioja. If you were like 30 years ago, you were going to bring French oak, you would say, "Hey, this is not La Rioja. I think you get confused. I think you should go somewhere else." To try. So in Spain, the American oak was very dominant in the style of winemaking, whatever. I tell you the how it works. There was a certain moment in history of the winemaking that they have to put some standards, and the standards, they were like in Spain at least, like 70 years ago. They are not the same standards as of today. So the crianza, reserva, and gran reserva, they were used in the past to put the wines. Those who want to show off a better quality, they have to go to certain rules. But today, those rules, as for example crianza, that you can make crianza anywhere in Spain, in appellations in Spain, it doesn't matter the grape variety, but you have to be inside appellations. Today, it means only timing. Doesn't mean quality. So you when you look at crianza, reserva, or gran reserva, today as for today, doesn't mean quality at all. 50 years ago means quality, because you have to take the wines and you have to do certain things, and you have to put the wine on the oak for a certain time, and then to age on the bottle for a certain time. There was an effort. Yeah, you have to do it. But today, it doesn't mean, it's not equal to quality.
It's only
the time that you have to, like each appellation is going to rule what they want to do. In my region, in my appellation of Utiel-Requena, the timing is for crianza minimum 6 months.
6 months, not 1 year.
Not 1 year, minimum of 6 months, and 12 months.
It's different in Rioja than this.
It's different in Rioja. Rioja is a thing. So you have also for the whites, and you have also for the rosé. But you never, I think you never seen here like a crianza rosé, no?
No,
I don't think so.
Not really. Yeah.
Is there a purpose to age rosé that long?
You don't see many. There is some people. I think I see someone, no? Simon, who does a rosé like age on barrels?
Oh, in Israel?
Yeah.
Lahat, Agur.
There's a few.
There's a few, right?
Lahat is 10 months. It's a GSM with
The rosé.
Yeah, very complex. And Agur is 6 months. Also very nice.
This is so what we do. Again, this is 80% Bobal, 80%. So there is a 20% of Shiraz.
Miller. So what's in the blend?
So here, so there was a moment that that when you are talking a project that is using always the same grape variety, and is all Bobal. There was a moment that we focused very into the grape variety, into the land where we grow this Bobal, and there was a moment that we wanted to increase a little bit the angle in order to show the terroir, the bigger view of the terroir. So sometimes when you do like a very terroir wines, you can focus on something. Here on this one, we wanted to open a little bit more and to show because our area is high altitude, is Mediterranean, it's continental, but it's also quite dry. So the Bobal didn't show that, and we brought 20% of the Shiraz to bring that spices to these dry herbs in order so for you to imagine while drinking Bobal how it looks like our high altitude dry terroir. So this is what is bringing. The Shiraz can bring a lot of body, right? Can bring more body than usually can show here. But what we did with the Shiraz is to flip it and to bring the aromas and taste of the Shiraz, but not the body. We make it lighter to go along well with the Bobal, and this is what's out.
So then that would not be, if it's lighter, it would be Shiraz, not the Shiraz, but the lighter form would be Shiraz.
Okay. So the Shiraz is aging on the clay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So you mix it with the Bobal.
So you asked me before if I was like, so the Shiraz is aging separately in the clay amphora jars, in the tinajas, and the Bobal is aging in oak, in American oak.
That's it.
And then we do the blending. Okay,
So after each one ages, then you blend them?
yeah, then we blend it.
Each one ages.
How much time?
Separately,
Each one ages for 12 months?
each separately for 12 months, and then the Shiraz, when it's finished, we blend it together. So.
And then how long does it sit in the bottle before?
No, in the barrel. How much?
So in the bottle it stays like at least for 1 year.
At least one.
Yeah.
So this is American oak?
This is American oak.
What processes are you using to keep the alcohol levels low? Like all the whites are low, the reds are low compared to Israeli
Except
reds.
for Memorias, yeah.
So there is
13%.
yeah, well, you're gonna get, but
14, but that was still medium.
you have 11.5. Usually in the Alenar Tinto is 12.5. You know, certain.
So it's more hot.
So are you stopping fermentation early? Are you...
So the grape variety, it's a Bobal. It's a grape variety that takes long to get ripped. So it has a long cycle. I would say something we are very lucky is the continental climate. Is the altitude that is allowing us that. Okay.
So
We have, for example, when I say long cycle altitude, here in Israel already in July, August, you have like a heavy harvest, right? We do most of the wines for the reds end of September, October. So if you come to my region at the end of September, October, during the day it's really hot. During the night, it's really cold. Okay, it's already really cold. So that's allow us to have a hafsaka, to have during the day keeps ripening. During the night, you have hafsaka. If you go to lower places in Valencia, lower places like 300 meters, 400 meters.
You don't have that.
It's like a chicken. You know when they put the chicken, you put the light. Never stop eating because he thinks it is. So it's a little, not exactly like that, but more or less you get it, right? So this one, it's finca cerezal. Finca usually in Spain means שטח, כרם יחיד. כרם יחיד של חידני.
סינגל ויניארד.
חידני.
יחידני.
יחידני, כן, יחידני. 2.97 הקטר, זאת אומרת 27 דונם, אם אני לא טועה, כפול 10, נכון? של פינקה תרטל, של כרמים מאוד עתיקות של פרפילוקסרה. רק בובל, באדמה מאוד קלקרי. אוקיי, אז כן. התיישן 12 חודשים בחבית צרפתי. So this one is also 2020.
אני אבוא אליך.
כן, תבוא.
Okay, 2020.
2020, 100% Bobal. You know, in Europe, there is still happening, like in Australia, like in some places, there is some vines that survive the phylloxera. So they in this time of the year, when it happens, it kills most of the vineyards in Europe, and happening that in some places in Spain, for example, mainly the islands. Or places like for example, Utiel-Requena, that's 115 years ago. It was kind of like isolated. We didn't have like train. We didn't have, so we have, to go to Valencia, you have to get donkey. So the phylloxera is something that is not flying, and the human has to bring it to the place. So we were lucky that the phylloxera only got to our region at the end of the epidemic in 1903, 1904, more or less, but it didn't get really hard on it. So we have some parcels that are still alive, and what's that? Very old vines, and the soil sometimes, the phylloxera, it's a kind of like an insect that doesn't like too much the sandy soils. He doesn't feel comfortable with that. So here you have a very calcareous sandy soils that's all combined together. We make that still happening, still alive. So
these are pre-phylloxera.
So pre-phylloxera, ungrafted, meaning like don't know.
Yeah, it's
So
very old vines, right?
It's very, you have in Canarias, you have a little
Canary
bit.
Islands?
Canary Islands.
Is it true I read that they just got phylloxera now?
By law, so it could happen anytime. No, by law the phylloxera is not allowed. No, by law is not allowed to plant if you don't graft the vines. By law they need to be grafted.
I heard that just this last year they had issues beginning a little bit.
Yeah.
So they said everyone has to.
Yeah, so there is ways to control it, and the main way is to make everyone compulsory to graft the crepe.
What about the existing vines? You have to rip them up?
The existing, no. The exist until they will die. But the new ones you cannot plant more if you don't graft it. Okay. So I think it's more. You will tell me, Armando, do you think that 115 years old, grafted or ungrafted, you will see the difference? I think it's. I'm not sure if everyone will be able to make the difference in terms of quality.
So why? So she wants to know why this tastes different than the Magus. Besides for the blend. Than the Memorias. Sorry.
No, this one is French because
The main thing before it has been aged in the barrels, you can see already the difference. And the main difference here is the soil. The two of them, they are like Bobal grape variety. One of them is more calcareous soils, this is like purely calcareous. This is why it's a single vineyard that we wanted to show. And the other one has a lot more content of clay.
So wait, this is single vineyard and the rest are not single vineyard?
No, it's the only one here we want to show something specific. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, for us, it's a flagship wine is one of the, but we want to show something specific about this unique parcel. Yeah.
This is considered flagship, or the next one, the Unico is flagship?
Finca Cerezal and Unico is the I would say the same level, but Unico is a crazy wine. So it's
and everything.
yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Actually take it.
I love this wine. It is so elegant and beautiful.
Yeah.
Just amazing wine.
Classic. Yeah.
I still like.
Anyone can enjoy this.
Yeah.
So this is a wine. It's a Reserva. What we said before about the timing. So it's a Reserva type, a minimum of 12 months, and this one has been 12 months and at least 2 years in the bottle before release. So it takes a while until they get to the 2 years. 2 years in the bottle before release, so it takes a while until these ones go in.
Yeah. The Magus was what level? Crianza or Reserva?
The only two wines that they have this thing is the Reserva and the black label. But it's something we are taking slowly. We are not we don't want to be categorized as that. We want to be categorized as wines of author. Like we decide what we want to do, and it's enough.
You're not interested in classification?
No. Finca Cerezal.
Finca
You have to take the. I know that it's keep becoming more complicated. It's. Cerezal. You know what's Cerezal? Cerezal, it's orchid plantation.
Orchid is the flower?
No, as the duvdevan.
Cherry?
Yeah, cherry.
Orchard, like a
cherry plantation. Yeah. So we are in an area. It's like a continental. We are high altitude, like I guess in the Ardennes. So you have the cherry trees. So we also have cherry trees because this climatology allows Yeah, like we are like 900. So this is why Finca Cesar, because there is Duf de Vanim close to that.
Okay.
So, you know, when you start an adventure, you don't know where to go, and then things are, you know.
Every morning.
You know, makes sense.
Reach the fifth line.
Yes, go and then right, and then you go back. You say, "Wow, what an amazing story!" And I did. But if you see that the only two wines that are being aged on and the barrel on oak are the Finca and the Memorias. All the rest has been, or whether the Tinaja or whether in inox. So only the Memorias and the Finca has been aged in the. So my mother was born in Aix-en-Provence, which is in the heart of the Provence in France. She was born there from parents of the Tunisian grandfathers I have. So the one my grandfather Tunisians. Yeah, so my grandfather was an expert of French law when he was living in Tunisia, and then obviously because there was a French influence in all of it, so as the war was finishing, and then they decided to go obviously to France. Marseille was the closest place to, so they arrived to Aix-en-Provence. They grow up there, and my grandfather has been working on law all his life. Found his way on law, has a great success, and slowly Aix-en-Provence was a little bit the place for the artist in France. What was the artists from Paris to go back to in summer to go to the Provence. So they arrived to Aix-en-Provence and so many places. Cézanne, they paid the Saint-Victoire. Picasso has a house, still having a palace close there. So there was a big influence of writers, poets, painters, and all of this, culture. It was a golden era. So my grandfather got really inspired with art, and life got to meet one of the painters that was there, and slowly he acted as a patron. So he has most of the painters artists are a little bit cuckoo in certain way, so he has some difficulties for life, how to. So he slowly he was buying all the paints, and it's called Gilbert Rigaud. He was born in Aix-en-Provence in that time, and what we did here with all the labels is just to take the most simple figures of the painting, and because it's part of my mother's family. And this is a family story, so we blended my father's Bobal, Spain, with my mother's. We don't put it everywhere. We don't put it anywhere. If you go to the website, you almost will not find it. But it's something like we give recognition to my mother's touch, which by the way, I have to tell you that my mother influences as a French person the wines that we make in Spain. So, for example, when you come into my region. My wines, compared with the rest of the wines in my region, are not conventional, let's say. We don't make wine as the other people in my region make wine. So, when I was telling you about before the three words about terroir, constant, loyal, we break that. We break a little bit because we wanted to have a more refreshing interpretation of the Mediterranean wines, less heavy, less barrels, like also happened here, no? That was something that we. Yeah. So this one, it's called Unico, Unico for many things. You see that there's so many Y's and so many K's. In Spain, you speak Yiddish?
No, I don't speak Yiddish. I understand.
I understand a little bit. So Kunfaket. So in Spain we have the language of the Ladino, and when the people right now write Ladino, so they use, for example, a lot of K's and a lot of Y's. For example, casa in Spanish is casa is home. You see C-A-S-A, but in Ladino is K-A-S-A. So you use the K. So for example, Alcunia, if I can get the bottle of the white here, the orange. Here, this is a proper word in Ladino. Alcunia today is written as Alcurnia with C and with R and I, not with Y. And Alcurnia means, that's a noble family name. We wanted to give Alcurnia to that wine because of it was a bit more gastronomic, a bit bigger wine. So we used that letters. And this is what we use for Unico. Unico is 100% Bobal. And this is going to age again. It's a prephyloxera vineyards of 3 parcels, and it's going to age. It's going to be made, fermented, and aged on this. So it's going to be like for 14 months, more or less, depends on the years. So here again, you have a red Bobal with a beautiful structure.
I'm just absorbing. I'm just absorbing.
It's funny because the name Alcurnia almost it brings forth the ideas of like the Muslim, the Arabic.
Yeah,
Alcurnia.
100%. Because at this time, Ladino, Arab, the language was very mixed. So if you go to Google, you will find that also is used in Arabic in that time, but it was a Ladino word for family name.
I don't know if I caught it. Did you mention what the Magus Duopol, what it means, and what's the name?
Magus Duopol. Magus is the magic of 2 grape varieties that make together duopol, like no monopole, duopol.
In which language is that? Latin, French?
Magus is in Latin and duopol, yeah.
So it's funny, your names of your wines can really vary. The Finca Cereza is clearly Spanish.
The next time you come to my family, you come to Valencia, and we are opening like 5 bottles of wine, and we are eating. We talk about everything, and many funny things come out in the whole conversation.
I'm saying maybe the next one, a Hebrew name. You have Spanish, you have Arabic, you have Latin, French. Maybe a Hebrew name is coming up next.
Who knows? That's you have to come.
I was at the wine.
So there is a way of tasting the sparkling. So how we do it? It's you first of all let the wine to relax. So you see when it's relaxed, you taste it and you see how are the bubbles. And when you have tasted how the bubbles when the wine is relaxed, okay, when you finish, you can now shake the wine and let the aromas to come out, and then taste have the aromas. But first of all, we let the wine to relax. We have some in the mouth to see the quality of the bubbles. And the next step will be aromas and so on.
So this is from Macabeo?
This is from Macabeo. This is 2022. So we are talking about Reserva. Okay, a Reserva in Spain, minimum of 15 months. So here we have 24 months. 24 months where you guys were doing in the Raziel, right?
I'm sorry?
Méthode traditionnelle.
Yeah.
So this is Reserva.
This is the
Most
Reserva.
Cabernet is cheap. It's basic, not the aging.
Very much the opposite of Reserva, yeah.
Do you have a plan to make a
Jacopazi.
Grand Reserva?
The Grand Reserva is coming.
I heard that on Simon's podcast.
Yeah. So at the end we are like we are living a bit. It should come now, but we are living that until next year. So I think it's we have been tasting and has a bigger potential than we thought, and we are living.
It's bottled already, or it's still aging?
Méthode traditionnelle.
Yeah.
So traditional method is already bottled. So it's aging with lees inside and not touching. So when it's aging, the bottle is flat and it's not touching for the time that it's going to be aging. So this thing,
You said 15 months?
24 months.
24 months. Oh.
Between 24 and 30 months.
And the Grand Reserva will be?
That's a lot of bubbles.
Yeah, almost 5 years.
Whoa. Big difference.
Yeah.
Be much more intensive.
You will
Release more.
Yeah, more or less for sure. But it's going to be like
Armando.
a brut nature.
Oh wow.
It's not relaxing
It's not relaxing.
because you are looking at it. It's getting nervous. Stop looking at it.
I'm not a champagne guy usually, but I can appreciate quality, and this is the super fine bubbles. So refreshing. It covers your whole tongue, the whole palate. It's lovely.
Yeah. From Macabeo.
Yeah, it's not Chardonnay.
Yeah.
So you see the brioche didn't age at all in wood, but you find the brioche touch. There's the Macabeo.
It didn't age in, it's only in steel?
Only steel.
Yeah. What's the word you keep using for the steel?
Inox, but
What is that?
how you say inox?
In what language?
Stainless steel. In Spanish, sorry, maybe.
Inox?
Inoxidable. Inoxidable means that it's not, stainless steel.
Ah, okay.
Sorry. It's
No, it's fine. I understood what you were saying. I want to know what was the source.
Inoxidable. That doesn't oxidize. That is not.
Inox. Oh.
Yeah. Inox.
That makes sense.
Right.
Makes sense. Wow.
Yeah.
Could you write me a couple glasses of wine?
So once again, it relaxed.
You relax, you drink it.
Yeah, and then.
Because if you shake it, the wine at the beginning, it's gonna shake and the bubbles, and it's gonna get more oxidized.
Okay.
But how usually we do is you let it calm, you drink it, so you have it on the mouth, the right bubbles, not like crazy bubbles,
Right.
and you understand what type of bubbles you have. We want fine, persistent, well-integrated bubbles, very elegant. And now, if you want, try to shake it. Try to shake it. Find the aromas, and you will see that if you.
Are you supposed to swirl the champagne?
You're supposed to scroll if whatever you want to have the aromas intensify. So you want to shake the aromas. You want but yeah.
And this is 100% Macabeo.
So this one, it's like mostly 100% Macabeo, but it can have also a little bit of Charello.
Of the X?
Yeah, from Charello.
This is Simon Jacob again, your host of today's episode of the Kosher Terroir. Please subscribe via your podcast provider to be informed of our new episodes as they are released. If you're new to the Kosher Terroir, please check out our many past episodes.